They're actually letting me capture their noise harassment. How about that? Uh-uh. Can't have that. Oh no. Here we go. There you go. I'm just laying here in my spot, quietly in my apartment. It's a rare occurrence that they let me get this noise on film, so I'm gonna do it. Because they always know when I hit that record button, and they usually stop. You know, until I turn it off. So good. Let them expose themselves. You can tell they're not listening to real music. It's repetitive, annoying music intentionally for harassment purposes. Got another one. I think the base harassment people has something to do with them trying to regulate your heartbeat. I just want to mention that. Remember to breathe normally when they're doing that kind of stuff. Now, why the handler is allowing me to capture this, I don't know. Because it is a rare occurrence. They usually stop when I hit record. Okay. But if they're going to do it and they're going to allow me to get it, I'm going to get it. Because this is my all day, everyday life. Is noise harassment from the other side of that wall and from the road. And when I'm sleeping, the thieves and vandals are inside my apartment. That's my everyday life. Now you can tell by listening to that bass that they ain't listening to normal music. Alright? That's harassment-based music. It's the same beat over and over and over and over and over again. My friends even noticed it when they were here. Okay? Now they're going to pick another track. Do the same thing. Here it comes. Now it sounds like they put on normal music to try to make a liar out of me. That's what it sounds like from here. Yeah. That's okay, you got the idea before they switched it up. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. It's their job to do exactly what Mary tells them to do. To me, it sounds like they have their boombox in the large bedroom closet from where I'm sitting. That's where it sounds like it's located. Which is also one of their entryways into my place. Mary's not doing herself any favors by sticking around. Because I've only started talking. Okay, and using your name. And there's lots more to come. It is 10:13 p.m. here in upstate New York on a Monday night. She's up to something because she doesn't usually let me capture this. So we'll see what that is. Okay, we're on to a new one. Anybody with an ear and a brain can tell that that's intentional. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. When they pull that crap, I usually put my phone on silent or I try to capture it, but they usually stop if I hit record. But today they're not. So I'm capturing it. But when they do that, I usually put my phone on silent because they're trying to create a chaotic environment between their noise and yours. But since they're letting me get it, I'm gonna get it. That's fine. I'll put it in my noise harassment category because that's exactly what it is. Which I would have to say is probably 65 to 70% of my harassment. Got a vehicle? A big majority of my harassment is noise harassment, both from the neighbors and the vehicles. That's the majority of my everyday harassment. Here. Don't get me wrong, people, I'm all for having a party. But I've been living here for 7 years now, almost. And I know exactly what's going on. Because I go through it every day. But it is unusual for them to let me get it on videotape. It's very unusual. So when I can, I do. assuming Mary's paying their rent and their bills over there. She may even own this house. Yeah. See, now they're putting on regular music to try to make a liar out of me. But it's normally 100% of the time just a repetitive bass beat, which shakes the whole house. Alright, but that's just like Mary. You know, you say something and then she's like, okay, well, I'm going to show you her. So I'm going to play regular music to try and prove that she's lying. Okay. That's how Mary thinks. Yeah. I know Mary like the back of my hand. I have endured a lot from these people next door. A lot. Like, ridiculous amount of things. And she keeps trying to provoke me with the neighbors, and it's not working. But she keeps trying. She needs somebody to pin it on. Right. Anything to take the attention off herself will do with Mary. But Mary knows that I know that she's shouting the orders to those people on what to do over there. I'm aware of it. She's aware that I'm aware of it. Okay. But yeah. Mary's just grasping at straws at this point. Because Mary backed herself into a tight little uncomfortable corner by pulling that fake dementia shit. And now she doesn't know what to do with herself. Because I'm on the horn talking about it. Like I said, their job next door is to make noise all the time, all day long, vandalize the yard, Go sit on the porch when they know I'm about to go outside. You know, same time entry, same time exit. That kind of stuff. Right from the Gangstalking handbook. That's their job next door. Right. And to basically make me feel unwanted in the neighborhood. That's their job next door. Right. But they're all following Mary's orders. Just like every driver that goes by and, you know, makes crunchy backfires and lets me know that they're driving by specifically for me. They're all taking orders from Mary. Carl's still here. He's taking orders from Mary. Okay. Carl's the one in my apartment vandalizing and stealing things at Mary's orders while I'm sleeping. Mary says cut her hair and Carl says how much. Yeah. I have no reason to make up stories. I'm just going to sit here and listen until they stop. Then maybe I'll watch a video or something. Might be a while, people. Mary's gonna start switching it up because I'm starting to tell people her secrets. She doesn't want out. Yeah. Yep. The secrets I started remembering when I was living on Lake Avenue before she had those fake cops knock down my door and chase me in the shower. Because as far as she was concerned, she had wiped my memory away. You know, that whole Nazi shit, bullshit. Nah. In 2012, I started remembering things she didn't want me to remember. And that became a real problem for her. And that's when my gang stalking went into overdrive. – 2012. Well, she started in 2010 with the whole fake bug on my skin thing. But that's a video for another day. Uh-oh. I think someone's having a temper tantrum. I'll tell you what, ever since Carl's been in my life, which is like 11 years now, that's when my gang stalking really ramped up. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I met Carl in 2015. Carl has been a major part of my targeting. He has been her right-hand man in the past 11 years. Possibly before that. Yeah. The uncaptured Oakland County child killer from Michigan is my ex-boyfriend. I'm 99% sure of it, and that 1% is the DNA that we still have to match to that one hair they got from the crime scene. Okay, now it's 10:45. The noise ordinance in my area is 11 p.m., which I'm sure they will go over, hoping that I will call the perp police, which I won't do. But you know how that goes. It's all a provocation. I learned a long time ago not to even bother. It is what they want. They want you to call the police. Because the police that they're going to send are going to be in on it. And then eventually they can make it look like you're the problem. So, I don't do that anymore. Alright. No, not anymore. This noise is me. Oh, sounds like Carl's having a temper tantrum punching the wall. On to the next track. Sometimes I'll count along to their base to piss them off, and it does, and then they stop. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. It works. I'm not doing it right now because I want to capture them on audio, so. What I really want is for Carl to go upstairs in the cat room and fix the cat litter house that he destroyed. And then I want his pussy fucking ass to come down here and talk to me like a man. That's what I really want. But this pussy ass ain't gonna do that. Because then he's gonna prove my pussy ass right that he's in my pussy ass apartment. Can't have that, can we? No. You think I'm afraid of you? I ain't afraid of you. I have more balls than you do, buddy. And the only reason you've been able to elude capture for 48 years is because you're part of this criminal network. That's the only reason. Because you're still living in your playground. You're still living in Michigan and Rochester. In the part of Michigan you're living in is where the crimes occurred. Oakland County. It's the only way you're getting away with it. I'm sure that 70s mustache era helped out. Cover up that broken nose of yours. Well, buddy, I pray that you get caught. Go to prison where you belong. In Jesus' name. And I pray that when you're there, you get saved. Sorry. Uh-oh. Here comes the temper tantrum. It is now 10:52. They don't usually play regular music. It's usually just bass beats. And again, they're only doing it because I mentioned it. It's the only reason Mary switched it up. All right. Mary has always got to have the last word. Okay. That's just who she is. I'm going to record it anyway. That woman has been trying to scare me since I was a little kid. I am not joking. She has been trying to provoke fear in me since I was a child. And she's still trying to do it today. I'll be 58 in December. She's still trying to provoke fear in me. She's a fearmonger, among everything else. She's a Nazi, she's a bully, she's a gang stalker, she's a fearmonger, she's a liar, she's a thief, she's a murderer, she's a white supremacist, she's a fascist. She's everything bad that a person could be. Everything. Every bad thing that you can think of in a person, she possesses. Okay. And her brother too. Okay. Who faked his death for the insurance money and is also involved in my harassment, and her sister as well. Her sister Ann. Okay. They're all involved. I have a list of victims' names, suspected victims' names, and I could provide you with a motive for each one. $10.58. When I was living at home with her, she had my father redo the attic so that she could put a peephole in everybody's bedroom and watch everybody from the attic. Yep. She used to go down in the basement when we had the phones that were attached to the wall with a cord, and she would unscrew the speaker part so she could listen in on her phone calls. This was back before the technology age, right? When you had to look through walls and listen in on phone calls and stuff. We're going way back here. Right. That's how she started out. Now the bitch has got cameras all over my apartment, okay? And she's got me on remote neural monitoring, right? Every time I went in for surgeries, she had me implanted. She's got control of my bodily functions and other things. She really, truly is a Nazi. Okay? That's what Nazis do. They screw with the human body and the human mind. That's what they do. And they get their kicks on it. The Nazi race never died out, people. They didn't die out. Just because World War II ended didn't mean that the Nazis ended. They didn't. Alright? They're all over the globe. And she's a witch, too. She's practicing witchcraft. I know that she's done animal sacrifices. I know that she's done things like that. She's a very evil person. She's had some of my family members killed. Okay, it made it look like accidents or illnesses. But I know who they are, and I know why she did it to each one of them. I know her motive behind each one. Okay. $11:01. And there's something that has to do with the firstborn with this. The firstborn daughter. I'm telling you right now. There's something that has to do with the firstborn daughter. With this satanic bullshit. And I am the firstborn daughter. Okay? Carl's firstborn daughter was also murdered. Okay? She was murdered. People don't just lay down in the snow and freeze to death. You get cold, you get up and you walk. You don't just lay there until you freeze to death. I'm sorry, she was murdered. Okay? There's something to do with the firstborn daughter with us. I do have concerns for people in my family. And you know who you are. No, not right now. I don't know if it's the daughter or just the firstborn, but it has to do with the firstborn. For sure. Okay? The firstborn. There is something very real about it with us. Alright? I'm not the only one talking about that. I have an aunt that was the firstborn. That just, to this day, nobody even knows why she left the family. You know, I have a feeling that Mary had something to do with that too. I kid you not. I really believe Mary had something to do with that. Alright? I really believe it. Don't forget, if you're a Christian, you have authority over demons. Okay? Just because the present, pastors don't really touch on that subject does not make it that it's not so. We do. God gave us the power to tread on serpents and scorpions. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And even though you're one person, you are filled with the Holy Spirit, which makes all of these demons null and void. Okay? They can oppress you, but they cannot possess you. And Satan can only do to you what God allows him to do. Okay? He has to get Satan's permission. Satan has to get God's permission to take your life even. Okay, so if these people ever do take your life, it was God's will. I pray for protection that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, it was God's will. That was my time to go. That's the way I look at it. That's how much faith I have in Christ. And everything that you said. Okay, so. I'd like to be standing for the rapture. My will is to live. I shall not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. Amen. Right? God told us that we were going to go through tribulation in our life. He told us. He told us to expect it. And he's right. And there's nothing new under the sun, and he told us that too. Okay? If they persecuted me, they will persecute you. Okay, people? God also said, do not fear. Okay, do not fear. Do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. He wants you to fear him, not man. Okay? Because God is ultimately in charge. You want to fear what God will allow them to do to you, not what man can do to you. You understand? That's all right. So you trust in him. You pray for your protection. And you can walk out of that lion's den like Daniel did. If you have faith as big as a mustard seed. And that is the truth. Those are God's words. Not mine. When they put Daniel and his friends in the fiery furnace, okay, the guys that threw them in there perished from the fire. It was so hot. And then when the king saw that there were 4 men standing in there, and not just Daniel, Meshach, and Abednego, okay, it was either Christ or an angel of God. I can't remember, but when they were let out of the furnace, not even their coats were singed. They didn't smell like smoke, nothing. Okay? You have to have that kind of faith, people. You have to have that kind of faith. Okay? I will not fear 10,000s of people that have set themselves around me roundabout. The book of Psalms. You have to have that kind of faith. Okay? And I know that you don't want to pray for your enemies. And I know you don't want to forgive them. Because these people drive us fucking crazy 24/7. Okay? It doesn't stop. I know it. There's always someone on your shift at all times. Alright? But if you keep your eye, you have to be aware of them. You can't totally ignore them. But if you got to try to keep the majority of your focus on God and not what on they're doing. But you do have to stay vigilant. You know, God wants you to be aware of what's going on around you. But He also wants a relationship with you. So you have to have make sure you got a good balance there. And you're giving God more attention than the enemy. Because, you know, the reason that they're doing it 24/7 is to get your attention on them. They want your attention on them. Okay? They're like little immature children standing in the corner saying, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, I'm over here, I'm over here. I'm over here. Do you see me, Mommy? Do you see me? Mommy, Mommy." It's like that 24/7, okay? If you're a real TI and you get noise harassment, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Alright? That's exactly how it freaking plays out. All day. So, you gotta remember, you gotta stay sober, stay vigilant. Vigilant means to be aware, okay? But you have to remember to give more attention to Christ than to the enemy. And I have to remember that too. I need to practice what I preach. But I'm working on it. Alright, so they're gonna try to provoke you all day into some type of reaction. And that is why they do everything that they do. Is to provoke you into a reaction or some type of emotional state that they want you in. You know? There's a method to their madness. It's not just to disrupt your peace. Okay? They're trying to manipulate you. And you have to see it for what it is. And you have to remember to tell yourself every day that it doesn't matter what they do. It matters what I do. That's what you have to tell yourself every day. It doesn't matter what they do. It matters what I do. It matters how I react to what they're doing. That matters. Because at the end of the day, that is what matters. Because they're waiting for you to trip up. They're waiting for you to act out. They're waiting for you to lose your cool. They're waiting. And they got a camera guy waiting too. You can bet your butt on that. Alright? And the only part they're going to see in court is your reaction. They're not going to see the perpetrator. They're not going to see the one that was provoking you and poking the bear in the zoo. No. They're going to see you all over that person. You people have to remember that. They will try to provoke you into anger, into getting violent. They tried it with me at a furniture store that I recently worked at. Okay? Yes, they tried to get me to attack a girl that I was working with. And I recognized the setup for what it was. And I know God was with me, I'm telling you now. I recognized it for what it was, and I just sat there and did nothing. And then when I went to go, and when you don't fall for their little setups, they get mad and they'll try again. So what she did was, she beat me to, I went to go leave for the day. She beat me to the room where the lockers were, and she was standing like 2 feet from my locker, like willing to give it another go. And you know, I just opened my locker, got my purse, my bag, whatever, and I left. But, you know, I'll tell you what, if looks could kill, I would have been all over that floor because those demonic eyes of hers, that I didn't fall for that. They were so sure I was going to fall for it. And people, the old me would have, okay? I'm telling you right now. The old me would have. Alright, so I'll tell you that whole story about the furniture store, but not tonight. I've got a whole video on it. I just have to dub out a couple things that I don't want on there. But I already have the story already told. I have them saved as private videos right now on my channel. But it's the perfect work harassment story because the entire thing was a setup from beginning to end. Okay, the entire thing. Which, you know, it started becoming clear to me, and then I'll tell you the whole thing. I'll share those videos with you. That happened to me last summer. The harassment at the furniture store. It happened to me last summer. Okay. Since then, I've only had one other job, and I only stayed there for one day for several reasons, but I decided not to return to that job. It just seemed like another setup to me, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. So I'll talk all about that when I make my workplace harassment video. I also think that I'm sensitive to, I think I'm sensitive to those tubular lights that they use in stores. I think I'm sensitive to those for some reason. I remember I got a migraine one time when I was working at a cable company because of those lights. And I can't really stand LED lights either. I try to get the incandescent ones when I can get them. But I have to order them online now. You can't really find them in the store anymore. I use basically 15 or 25 watt light bulbs usually throughout my house. Occasionally a 40 watt, but I don't go higher than 40. I kind of like it low lighting. But I have noticed that I am a little sensitive to fake kind of lights. They agitate me. Like I can't wait to get out of the store. I don't know. Anyhow, let me know if that ever happened to one of you guys. They also did this thing to me where this happened for like a year. Every time I walked into a store, no matter what store it was, I had to go poop immediately. Like I had to find the bathroom immediately. Like it was so weird. Like you just notice these things after a while. Like how could this be a coincidence, you know? Ain't no freaking coincidence. That's how you find out about this, because those coincidence things happen like 50 million times, and then you're like, this ain't no coincidence, you know? Nothing's a coincidence when you're a TI, okay? We all know that. But when those rare things happen that you actually do to yourself, doesn't it make you laugh? Like it makes me laugh. Like, I did that to myself. Yay! It's that bad, people. Yeah. I'm telling you right now. You can't make this shit up. I can't even sell my story to Steven Spiel, or what's his name? Not Steven Spielberg. I couldn't even sell my story to Stephen King because he only writes fiction. Okay. This is true shit, people. This is the beginning of the New World Order, you know. It is. It's the beginning of sorrows. That's my honest opinion. From knowing what the good book says. See, they're still playing their music. It's 11:20. So I'm supposed to get angry. I'm not. I'm just showing you what they do. You know? Anybody would be lucky to have a neighbor like me. I have been so nice to those people. I used to give them food all the time. I used to give them stuff on holidays, like homemade cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving, shit like that. You know, I've had the entire driveway plowed with my own money many times. You know, many times. I've never done anything to be mean to them. And, you know, they've done everything to be mean to me. So, they make themselves obvious that they're gang stalkers, you know. Because I've never done anything to make them hate me the way that they do. They're following orders. Alright? They're following orders. You know, just like all the gang stalkers, they follow orders. Everyone has a handler, the one that monitors you 24 hours a day and watches you. And then they tell the gang stalkers what to do at any given moment. Every time she slams the door over there, or whoever's slamming the door, they're being told to slam the door. You know, everything is in order. It's all orders. And these people are complying, and, you know, it's all over the place. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're all over their kids, their cashiers, their drivers, their people you work with, their doctors, lawyers, you know, people from all walks of life are in on this. You know. And if you try to call 911, most of our phones are hacked, so your phone call is redirected to a fake 911 call center. And then they send fake perp cops to come deal with you. You know, and then sometimes bring you to a fake perp mental hospital where they have fake perp patients. Okay, this has happened to me 7 times. I'm not making it up, alright? 7 times, alright? They have done that to me 7 times. And I don't get no 72-hour hold, no. They keep me for 2 weeks to a month every time. Well, I have to find someone to take care of my animals and hope that my rent gets paid on time so I don't lose my place. Every time. Right? Every time. Every time it's the same step. Every time. Every time. Okay? I know a TI that I've talked to, okay? And when she was sent to the mental hospital, because if you try to talk about this crime, that's what they do. They send you to the mental hospital to shut you up about it. But I talked to another TI that told me when they sent her to the mental hospital, a guy screwed up and he came out of the room and he looked at her and he said, "Who's the target?" Oh, that is so freaking, I can't, that is the funniest. That is the funniest. If you're listening, you know you are. That is the funniest, okay? That is the funniest. I still laugh about that story to this day. Right? Who's the target? Oops. Can you say oops? Yeah, right. Who's the target? Ha ha ha! I guess you are now, buddy. That was a big oops, wasn't it? $11.25. So I've got my Signal link on. I did post my Signal link on my channel. If any TIs on a chat. It's right on my channel. My Signal is open, I believe. What are you doing, Slater? I don't know. I've spoken with a lot of fake TIs in the past 3 years, so I do have trust issues. I'm not gonna lie. I'll chat with you, but if I get perp red flags from you, I'm not gonna waste my time with you. Because I learned not to do that anymore. Alright. I could tell if you're real or not. Because this has been my entire life. Not because I'm trying to be arrogant. Okay, I can tell. Right. And honestly, out of all of the TIs I've personally spoken with, in the past 3 years, I believe only 3 of them are real. And I've spoken with quite a few. Alright. So, don't take it personal if you're real. But I'll be able to tell if you're not. But if anybody wants to chat, my Signal call link is on my page. And my Signal is open right now. You can use video or just audio if you want. It's up to you. I prefer video, but I don't really care. I know some people don't like doing that, so. I'm not looking at my screen, so if you guys are chatting, I'm sorry. I guess I should have turned chat off. I only turned the sound to show you the noise harassment. Which I have showed you. I guess I could see if there's anybody chatting on there. What are you doing, Slater? Yesterday I called him an orange cat. When I was watching my video, I'm like, orange cat. I used to have an orange cat. I don't know why I said that though. He's a large, dark gray cat. That's why I named him Slater. So my apartment is totally wired for gang stalking. Right? Entrance ways, the electricity is messed with, plumbing is messed with, everything's messed with. The appliances, the furnace. They're always screwing with my washer and dryer all the time. And they've been serviced so much, there should be absolutely nothing wrong with them. But you know, that's what they do. They screw around with your stuff. You know, it's ridiculous the amount of coffee they have stolen from me this month. And they're determined to make me run out of coffee before I get paid again, and that's the whole point of the whole thing, because they know I'm broke, and I'm going to document. I have not documented the coffee receipts yet, but I'm going to, because that third large can of coffee that I've opened this month, just in the month of July, is half gone already. And I just opened it like 3 or 4 days ago. Okay, it's half gone already. And that's the third can I've had to open this month. Okay, these people are trying to make me homeless. Okay, that's how they do it. I'm almost out of paper towels. I am completely out of dish soap. I don't have any. I'm gonna have to use shampoo to wash my dishes. Okay. I mean, this shit goes on all the time. This is the kind of shit that they do to people once they're isolated in their house. Once they have them isolated. This is the shit that they do to them. I still have to make a cosmetics video showing you all the cosmetics that they ruined on me and show you the purchase dates of those. I am going to document all that. I want you to see it. Okay? I want you to see the things I can actually show you. So, I am going to do those. I just haven't gotten to it yet. They screw with my thermostat all the time because they want the landlord to think that I'm the one screwing with the thermostat. For like a month, they wouldn't let me flush the toilet downstairs. Like, it's non-stop BS, okay? Non-stop BS. Like putting cat throw up underneath a throw rug. The cat doesn't lift up the rug to hide up his throw up and then put the rug on it, okay? Usually they're looking for the rug to throw up on. Alright? Morons. There they go with their dog. So, yeah, shit like that. Okay? And then they'll go through the cat room and puff dust all over the place. All over everything. And then they ruin all the cat furniture. It's ridiculous, people. I am not moving out of this apartment until I get back everything that they've stolen out of this apartment and the $4,300 they stole from me from Social Security. And I know that they did it. Okay, so I know I wasn't overpaid by $4,300, and I need that money, and I'm not moving out of here until I get it. I'm not moving out of here until I get all my bath towels back that they stole. I'm not moving out of here until I get all my hand towels, my washcloths that they stole, all my coffee cups that they stole, all of my dinner plates that they stole, and everything else that got up and walked out of this apartment. And Carl better fix every single electric blanket in this house that he broke. Because I know Mr. Break It did that. Okay? So, you want me out of here? That's what it's going to take. Okay? I'll go ahead and I'll go move to a new perp place with new perp problems. Like new perp always. Alright? But I'm going to need my shit back. You can keep the jeans. Okay? I wear dresses now. And skirts. You can keep the jeans. Alright? Go ahead and keep those jeans. I want everything that you stole from this apartment alone. Just this apartment alone. I want everything that you stole from this apartment alone. And that money back. You want me out of this apartment and out of this neighborhood? That's what it's going to take. Otherwise, I'm not leaving on my own. Been there, done that. Ever since my first apartment on freaking Hillcrest Street. I have had it with you. I know that was Patrick up there. Or has Carl been following me around since I was 21? Which is it, bitch? It was one of the two up there. That old man that used to hit the ceiling with his broomstick. There you know. People will not let me keep my house clean. They won't let me get it clean. They won't let me keep it that way. They just won't. It's like they want people to find my dead body and think that I look like a slob or something. I'm not joking. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, I'm back. So there's one person in here. I'm trying to figure out which messenger service you are on. I heard you say Signal Link. Yes, I'm on Signal. There are more perps in the TI community than actual TIs. Yes, I know that. Trust me. I know that. I found that out. I used to be one of those moderators on the TI call-in night, the Zoom meetings. I tried to do that. And then I figured out that they were all perps in there. And I'm like, forget it, you know. I tried all that. You sent me a cash out. I'll check, thank you. I don't know how to get off the screen without stopping the live stream. But, anyhow, thirsty, I think. So anyway, I'll check my Cash App in a minute. If you said something, thank you. Um, I don't know. I got it. I don't know how to check it while I'm on here. What are you gonna do, people? Yeah. We are definitely in the end days. What came out wrong? I don't know what you mean. One time I said something to them because I had to work the next day and their music was playing until 2 in the morning. I never said anything to them ever again about it because I knew it was all set up for arguments. So she was like, fine, as soon as you stop your smelly cigarettes, they're seeping through the wall. It's not seeping through the wall. At that time, I had window fans facing out that the smoke was going out of. Um, so it may have been going out the window and then into her window, but she just wanted an argument. They vandalized my wind chimes on the front. I had butterfly wind chimes. I had like 3 or 4 of them. And they were all vandalized. And I gave them to one of my friends that likes doing arts and crafts because I like doing arts and crafts. I just didn't feel like it. That was a lot of work to put wind chimes back together. It really is a lot of work. Okay? The strings and everything. She made them beautiful. Beads, metallic paint, beautiful glitter. They were gorgeous. I got pictures of them. They weren't out there in a week. I put them in the backyard this time. They weren't out there a week. Okay? And they just destroyed them. And it was them next door. Because I saw the kid over there wrapping the dog chain around it. And then he was going to have the dog yank it out, which he ultimately did. So I don't put anything in the backyard anymore or the front yard, not even a flower pot. I can't do any of that. I would have flowers all over if I was, this wasn't going on. Uh, I can't. What are you gonna do? So then they started attacking my garbage bins because that's all that was out there for them to mess with. I've got pictures of that too. Them knocked over. I could post them all. I think I already did, but I will. Um, anyhow, I think I'm gonna end this live stream. Yeah, I think that 5G does damage life, like trees and birds. Um, there have been videos on it, and like they'll show that the side of the tree that's next to the 5G is the damaged part, and then you'll see the live tree, on the other side, stuff like that. So I think you're right about that. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but yes, they do. They destroy everything that you own. They do. They do. If they don't steal it, they put a flaw in it or they destroy it. Yeah. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyhow, I'm going to end this. I need to get something to drink. It's going on quarter to 12. I'm going to be up for a little bit. Night, guys.